brilliant authors, British. And I think the most well known and most well beloved one in a lot of parts of the world is J.R.R. Tolkien, and he's the author of the Lord of the Rings. And I've just been reading the Lord of the Rings these past few days, and I've never read it before in my life. I've watched the movies when I was a kid, but never loved Harry Potter and then Narnia. But like the Lord of the Rings, I think was just like too big for me when I was a child. Like I just didn't get it, and I just like kept putting it off, and I just never did until right now. And what I want to say, and then today I was subbing a class for kids, an English high school class. I don't teach English, I was just there, and we were talking, and we started talking about the Lord of the Rings. It just like came up, and I was thinking, I was surprised because I also been reading it, and I was surprised at the amount of people who really dislike it, like really dislike it, like kids who have actually read it, like they like more Game of Thrones or that thing, but they just like I don't know, they just have something against it. And I was like, so what? I was talking, and I was like, why don't you like the Lord of the Rings? And the kids, and a lot of the kids were, I just don't like Frodo. He's very meek. Like he leaves the Shire because he feels like somebody gave him a ring. Like I don't I don't get it. Like it's pointless. I would have just like set somebody else to do it. And I was like, oh wow. And then another person, I didn't like it, and it was like, I don't like Galadriel, and she's like a bookworm. I can tell, like one of the smartest kids in the class. And I was like, why don't you like Galadriel? Galadriel is the Elvish queen in the in the Lord of the Rings. And she was like, well, she's such a stereotype. She's tall, beautiful, like smart, like too perfect. No, I don't like her. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, okay, they're not stereotypes, they're archetypes. And archetypes try to encompass all of these ideas and values of a particular thing. And I was thinking that these kids, and I'm a 90s kid, and I don't know, and like these are like 2000-ish kids, like they're born like 2000 and up. And I think a lot of these kids like broken characters. They like, for example, Frozen. They like a queen who's depressed, who's sad, who can't control herself. Like they feel more relation to that. And I just find that weird because when I was a kid, I loved, like I remember seeing the Lord of the Rings and seeing like these women who were like had king were like powerful, beautiful, very wise, very smart. And I was like, I want to be like that. And I think that's the most important part of literature, is to actually realize this. Literature is not to make you feel better about yourself. Like that's not the point. I think the point of literature is, if you want to know what friendship is, look at Sam, Frodo's friend, who goes with him until the very end. That's what true friendship looks like. Or the friendship between Gimli, the dwarf, and Legolas, who is the elf, and like traditionally elves and dwarves in the Lord of the Rings don't like each other, but they become friends despite like these differences. And that's what you look for in that's what you look for in literature. It's very hard to find true friendship, to find true bravery in everyday life. So if you want to learn to be a good friend, or you want to learn to be a brave person, or do you want to be the type of person who stands up for the weak or to stand up for the voiceless, you look at Aragon. You look at a friend as a friend. You look at Sam Gamgee, because it's very in most of our lives we don't get these places to get be brave or be be good friends sometimes. And I think that's the whole point of literature, is to get to know what these concepts and what these ideas are, and to value them. And if you're gonna criticize characters for being too perfect, you're criticizing them for being too good of a friend. And I just think it demonstrates that we need to take care better kids, better take better care of the kids. I feel that it's not saying like you can be like Queen Galadriel, you can be like Aragorn. If you want to stand up and protect the weak, go for it. That's what Aragon does. That's his. I think that's his whole role. And like he had a mission. He was a leader of a mission, which was to help destroy the ring. That means to look after Frodo. But what does he do? He doesn't do that. Simply, when Merry and Pippin go missing from the orcs, Aragorn decides to go look for them instead of completing his mission. I think I'm like, wow, this character, this he truly is a king. He's not a king because he has like his father was Arathorn or whatever. Like nobody cares about Arathorn, like Aragorn, son of Arathorn. No, you see that he's a king because he protects the weak, like a true man. He goes and saves the people that need saving at expense of like his mission or being selfish. Like that's being selfless. I think that's something you learn only reading the Lord of the Rings, not only, but like through reading the Lord of the Rings, or you look at what a good ruler should be, and then you look at Galadriel, Galadriel, who Frodo offers her the ring, and it's like a very beautiful passage. He's like, I can't take this anymore. I offer you the ring, and like she sort of like wants the ring, and then Sam like tells her, yes, you would. You would be the most beautiful queen, the most goodness, the most nice, like good queen, like you would be a good ruler. That's what basically he says. And she's like, no, it would start like that, but it wouldn't end like that. So she refuses that ultimate power. I'm like, if you want to be a strong woman, look at this elvish queen. Like that's how you learn. You know, that's what literature like it's for. It's to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. And I think that's not what is happening right now with the kids and the books. And I thought it's kind of scary. It's a little bit. I'm just saying it's a little bit scary. And then so I think that's the whole point. And then also this concept of beauty. They really have something against feminine beauty. They're like, yeah, she just seems too beautiful. Like, what's the whole point of her being beautiful? Like, she's just beautiful because she's a queen. And I'm thinking, no, that's not the point of beauty. I think the word beauty has been too reduced. And she's beautiful because she is wise. She's beautiful because she's a good ruler. She's ultimately beautiful because she refuses the ring that Frodo willingly was going to give her. That's what true beauty is. True beauty comes like if you're just beautiful on the outside, then you're not gonna enchant people. You're not going to you're just gonna be like another hot girl or another hot guy. Like that's like whatever. Like people look at you and they're like, oh, he's hot or like she's hot, and then like they go back to like playing their cell phone game or whatever. Like that's not that's a like oftentimes yes, beauty is beautiful. Like good is beautiful, but being a beautiful person is much more than just simply looking good on the outside. The most important thing is your inside and your values and your morals and how you think. And I think and that is how the Lord Galadriel is demonstrating to be in the Lord of the Rings. So she's one of my favorite characters. I don't know why my like a lot of like the high school students just didn't like her at all. They were like, she's too perfect. And I think it's very important to understand that a beauty when maybe in J.R.R. Tolkien's time, beauty meant much more than simply being physically beautiful. So if you really train yourself to think that the outside beauty will flow once you get that inside beauty. Even if you're a guy or a girl, I'm talking from a girl's perspective, but guys, you can apply for this too. The true beauty, outwards beauty, will flow once you prove to yourself that you have discipline, that you don't take advantage of people, that you are sincere in your thoughts and in your actions and in your words. Once you have that, you will radiate confidence when you talk to people, the way you treat people, then the rest will sort of like fall into place. Yes, I'm gonna tell you, you have to work out. Like, I'm not gonna say like don't just be a couch potato and eat whatever you want. Like that's not gonna happen. Or and like obviously you have to shower and cut your hair and comb it, like but that's the easy part of being beautiful. Once you have the true beauty inside, once because that's hard. Once you get that discipline of loving yourself and loving those around you, then the rest sort of comes easy. So it's like not really a problem. But I mean, I've gone off topic about the beauty, but that's just what I wanted to say about the Lord of the Rings. I think it's a beautiful novel. It's a beautiful work of art. English isn't my first language, and well, what with Harry Potter actually made me want to learn English because I wanted to read it as soon as it came out, and if I waited for the translation, it would be too long. So that's how I like that book. But I just love it's a very beautiful novel. It touches upon many things, especially Frodo's humility, which I think I can talk about it another day because right now we've talked about friendship and beauty, and it was just it has so many. It talks a lot about what it is like to be human, and although he's facing orcs and facing like Saruman and wizards and talking trees, I think it speaks to the most profound callings of our soul. So that's all I'm gonna say. Beauty needs to make a comeback. That it needs to be recognized and not reduced. That needs to be recognized in all its splendor. That encompasses like a harmony of other attributes that's just not being beautiful. So that was just my talk on the Lord of the Rings and on like a little bit of Brexit. And thank you for watching. I love to read and I love to talk about books. And if you haven't noticed, I love to do exercise. I do a lot of sports, not now because of my wrist, but so I'll just be posting videos and vlogging about that. Hope you have a wonderful day or night or whatever, and